ball game that was.
That was just a tremendous game to watch. Watching Mark and Mike do the broadcast, sitting behind and just getting to watch the flow of that game, and for Jackson to have 3 players with 20 or more points to score 46 points and a half, and then have Everett come roaring back and take the lead, and then Jackson finally established their will right at the end to victory. But that was a tremendous ball game. So we've had 3 interesting ball games for different reasons. That opening game, Monroe was behind most of the game, then went on a 23-3 run to end the game and end up winning by 14. And then we just saw a Woodinville team that pressed all over the floor and was just totally dominant in that ball game. And then finally, this last game, 2 really high-scoring, high-caliber teams meeting. A shame that one of those 2 teams had to lose.
And Mike Buchholz, watching that last game that you and Mark did together, we were sitting up behind saying, this could be a game that's going to be played in the 70s, and that was after about 4 minutes of that first quarter.
One of my former players who did a little coaching, Cassie Saunders, she used to always say, first team to 54 wins. And I remember looking at the scoreboard, and both teams were at 54 with about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. I said, no, this is going to be a little bit beyond that. I don't know that I've played in a game where I've had 3 players score in the 20s before for either team.
Yeah.
So to see that was and you can't really say it was poor defense, because I thought both teams worked very hard on the defense. They just did a really good job of moving the basketball and hitting the open shot.
So let's talk about the game coming up. We're not going to get a chance to talk with the coaches, but Mike, you just did talk with Dennis Clokey of the Stanwood Spartans. They've been kind of battling the injury bug a little bit here to start their season, although they come in at 4-1 with a 2-0 league record.
Coach Clokey was joking that he's had a tough time suiting up 10 at practice, and his daughter is one of the assistant coaches. She played at the University of Idaho, which that helps having that luxury of having her play. But he said he's been playing a little bit, and I said, well, I feel sorry for you. Did you
ever have to do that when you coach, get in there and play just to get a quorum?
Well, I did that when I was younger, and I just got injured. I was helping out with the 7th and 8th grade JV boys, and the joke was I was demonstrating a 360 dunk, but that's not really. The only thing I was dunking was a donut, and I still got hurt. So,
but Stanwood's a pretty good ball club.
They are a very good ball club. They made the playoffs last year. They will be without their 6-foot post player tonight, Tristan Murphy. But they've been playing pretty solid basketball, just the 1 loss to Arlington.
1 loss to Arlington a little earlier in a non-league game. Issaquah Eagles coming in at 4-2 in overall. They're 4-0 in league play. And Bill, there's another good team coming out of that Kinko 4A.
Yeah, they're an excellent ball club. Got 2 really good scores, and Mandy Hill averaging almost 19 points per ball game, the number 2 scorer in the Kinko, and then Mackenzie Weiberg averaging about 13 points per game. But they're another team that's not very big. They've got a couple players, 3 players at 5'10", but nobody over that height. And so it'll be interesting to see 2 teams that are a little bit smaller and the type of style of play that they employ tonight.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the Stanwood Spartans, they will start Sierra Palmer, a 5'7" senior. They'll also start a 5'8" junior, Julia Heichel. They'll start a 5'8" senior, Samantha Powell. Also a 5'10" sophomore, Haley Strobridge. And they'll start a 5'9" senior, Jillian Jacobs. Although the starters for Dennis Clokey's Stanwood Spartans. For the Issaquah Eagles, they'll start a 5'7" junior, Sophie Foreman. Also a 5'7" senior, Mandy Hill. A Sarah Heigl, who is a 5'4" senior, will start for the Issaquah Eagles. Also a 5'9" senior, Josie Crisafulli. And they will start finally Mackenzie Weiberg, a 5'10" senior. So those are the starters for the Issaquah Eagles. Today's opening tip-off and game action. Game 4 of the 2013 Snohomish Holiday Tournament continues right after this timeout on Fox Sports 1380.
For Issaquah, standing at 5'9", senior number 21, Josie Crisafulli. For Stanwood, standing at 5'10", a sophomore, number 25, Haley Strobridge. Rounding out the lineup for Issaquah, number 32, standing at 5'10", senior, Mackenzie Weaver. Rounding out the lineup for Stanwood, standing at 5'9", senior, number 30, Jillian Jacobs. The Stanwood Spartans are head coached by Dennis Cloak. The Issaquah girls are head coached by Bob Ritchie. Tonight's officials are Stacy Hasselbrook, Mike Cashman, and Mark Hedges. Let's play basketball.
How much time, Brandon? We're going to bag that. We get underway here with Issaquah taking on Stanwood, and the Stanwood Spartans will put up the first shot just a few seconds into the contest, and Haley Strobridge will miss a 3 ball from way out topside. Ball goes out of bounds, so give it right back over to the Issaquah Eagles, and they have their first possession of the football game. Football game? How about the basketball game? And their first possession, it results in a field goal for 3 points. It's up, and it is good by Mandy Hill for the Issaquah Eagles. They have the early 3-0 lead over the Stanwood Spartan. Now Stanwood with the basketball. Turnaround move. It's going to be knocked away and then grabbed back over to the left-hand side. 3 ball on the way. This one will rattle and go for Samantha Powell. The 5'8 senior ties the score 3-3.
Looks like we're going to have a good high-scoring ball game just like we did in the last game. 3-3, both teams hitting threes.
Bounce pass goes over to the left-hand side for Issaquah. They've got Sarah Heigl with it. She'll run the point along with Mandy Hill. Hill out between the circles with the left-handed dribble. Looks right, goes left. The left with a pass over to Sarah Heigl. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Heigl dribble drive across the top of the key. Stops and then gets rid of the basketball over the right side for a 3 ball. That's an air ball. No good. Sophie Foreman. Offside rebound back up. No, it never touched anything. So it'll be called on the turnover for the shot clock violation.
Of course, you don't hit the rim, the clock doesn't reset even though a shot has been taken. That was an air ball, and so Stanwood lucked out a little bit that way as Issaquah had the putback, but it was after the horn.
A 3-3 tie. No, they're going to call a blocking foul down on the baseline as it went over to the left-hand side, and see who they're going to grab. They're going to say it's going to be, he wanted eye contact. 32, they're going to call Mackenzie Weiberg, the 5'10 senior, for her first personal foul, first team foul. Inbounds pass for a 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Putback is going to be up, and it's going to be no good. The first one was taken by Julia Heichel, the second by Samantha Powell. Doesn't matter, neither one are going in the book, both, Mike, with those misses.
Both teams not being particularly patient. They're both willing to shoot the thing from the outside. So if they get hot, we could look to see another high-scoring game.
A 3-3 tie, looking for a penetration pass down low. They get it, then kicked it back out for a 3. This one will go up, and it'll go in for Issaquah's Josie Crisafuli. Puts it up and in, and it's a 6-3 lead for Issaquah. The Eagles out of the Kinko 4A. Over to the left-hand side, good spot for a 3. It's another 3 that goes down, this time for Stanwood's Haley Strobridge. 2.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to say 2.
Yeah, foot was on the line.
Ooh, we will erase and put that back. It's a 6-5 ball game. Here's an overplay on the defense and a steal. Jillian Jacobs gets it for Stanwood. Then it's going to be stolen right back and grabbed by Issaquah. Out they go for a penetration pass down to the point guard underneath Mandy Hill. Missed the lay-in up, no good, and the foul is going to be called. Foul whistled there as they got the pass down to the baseline, and they're going to whistle the foul for Issaquah, and it's going to call this one on Mackenzie Weiberg, the 5'10 senior, her first personal foul, second personal foul, second team foul. Up the floor, Stanwood. In the corner, will they get 3 in a row? Yes, from deep in the corner, Haley Strobridge. Mikey got to put somebody out and put a fan in her face.
Yeah, both teams playing man-to-man defense, with both teams doing a lot of penetrate and pitch, leading to the open 3-point shots.
Looked like a kickball there, but they're not going to call it. They're just going to, here we go, play on. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Issaquah down by 2. as Stanwood has their first lead of the ball game, and then a whistle. They're going to count the bucket, and the foul will be called. So the bucket going through makes it an 8-8 score. Mandy Hill is going to the free throw line, and the foul called on Stanwood's Haley Strobridge, the 5'10 sophomore, her first personal foul, first team foul.
Great body control underneath as she allowed the defender to fly by and kind of just flip around, bent around, put the lay in, got the free throw for the 3-point play, and Mandy Hill, their leading scorer, now with 6 points on the night.
And our second lead change of the ball game is Issaquah back out to a lead, up 9-8. We're 2 minutes into the contest. 3 minutes into the contest, actually, over the left-hand side. Going in, dribble drive with the right hand. It's going to be up, no good, by Julia Heichel. Ball's carried out of bounds. Last touch by the Issaquah Eagles, so it'll be Stanwood basketball. 28 on the shot clock underneath their own hoop. Stanwood in the home white jerseys, trimmed in red and silver. On the inbounds it comes, out to the top of the key. A little fadeaway jumper from 12. It's going to be no good by Palmer. Putback is going to be no good. Again, they reload. Stanwood gets it back. A couple of offensive rebounds here. Going in, Palmer misses the lay-in. So she was 0 for 3, I think, on that possession. Up the floor, here comes Issaquah. They don't have the numbers. They'll slow things down and wait for everybody to join them in front court down to our left. Issaquah in their purple uniforms, trimmed in white. Moving to our left. Back to the basket out top side is Josie Crisafulli. Goes cross court and over here. And Mike, you can just about get that one right at your feet as it comes toward you.
Yeah, well, right at my feet, that's a long reach for me. So it's going to have to hit me in the hands, and I got to be wide open.
So inbounds now for Stanwood. 9-8 Issaquah. Game 4 of the tournament here at Snohomish. Good crowd on hand for the third game, and lots of folks stayed around for this last game. And going in, Haley Strobridge puts up another shot, puts it in, and she's got 7 points in the ball game of the 10 scored by Stanwood.
Averaging 7 points per ball game so far in the year. She's already matched her season average.
Here's a shot up, and it is good on the other end. Mandy Hill puts it up and in, and back to a lead for Issaquah, our fourth lead change of this basketball game here in the early going. Another close one here at Snohomish this evening. Down low, turnover, bad pass. Mandy Hill with a steal. Hill has it, bounce pass over to the left-hand side, hit Tatum Dow, breaking to the hoop, and she got hit from the side, and she will go to the free throw line, and the foul is going to be called here. And they're going to call Stanwood's Jillian Jacobs with the foul. The 5'9 senior picks up her first personal foul, second team foul.
Well, Mandy Hill not only a scorer, but that time, a little 2-on-2 fast break, and she was covered, drew the defender, and then kicked the ball over, very willing to share the basketball.
First free throw is no good for Mandy Hill.
I was going to say, I thought that was an ill-advised foul because the pass did take the player underneath the basket, and I don't think she was going to make that anyway, so it was unfortunate for Stanwood.
Correction, Tatum Dow missed both those free throws, so still 11-10 lead for Issaquah. Stanwood with the basketball now. They like that spot. This time it won't go from the left baseline. The putback no good. First shot by Julian Heichel, and then Strobridge got the rebound, put it up, and she missed the lay-in, and she will throw it in from the she's going to go get the basketball. She's going to then, they make her that's going to shoot, run, and grab the basketball from out of bounds.
Well, she's hustling all over the floor, even when the ball's dead, so got to give her credit for that.
So the foul is on Tatum Dow, her first personal foul, third team foul on Issaquah. First free throw, no good for Haley Strobridge. She's out of breath from running to retrieve the basketball down in the corner there. Next one will go. And that will tie us for the second time in the ball game. It's an 11-11 score with 3:11 to play here in the opening quarter. It's Stanwood and Issaquah. Game 4 of 4 at Snohomish. Dribble drive along the left baseline. Somebody's got to stand in front of somebody there because Sarah Heigl, an unmolested lay-in right around all the defenders.
The defender really overplaying the screen, and she just went backdoor the other way and had an unmolested lay-in.
And then here's a partially blocked shot and an interception by Issaquah. Up the floor they come. Left-hand side going in. Lay-in too hard, no good by Mandy Hill. And a foul is going to be called.
Mandy Hill, for not being especially tall, going to win this game, she's average height 5'7", but she's quite creative when she gets the ball inside and finds herself back at the free throw line.
So Hill will be at the line. The foul was on Strobridge, her second personal foul. And the third team foul, Strobridge will go to the bench. And Sierra Palmer will check back in for Dennis Clokey's Stanwood Spartans.
Strobridge with 8 out of Stanwood's 11 points, and she'll have to sit in foul trouble. Weiberg has 2 for Issaquah. She's their second leading scorer, so 2 players in foul trouble, 1 for each ball club, and both of them key offensively.
Issaquah back out to their biggest lead of the game at 3 points, 14-11, and then Stanwood comes down and has kind of an unforced error and steps out of bounds, and it will be Issaquah basketball. On the turnover, Issaquah with it now. Kind of a high dribble, Mandy Hill. Goes left side to Foreman, back to Hill again, out top of the key. Looks right, goes left, dribbles through traffic, and then gets it off to Foreman again. Back out top of the key for Tatum Dow. 3 ball on the way, rattles off, no good. Offside rebound taken down by Sierra Palmer. Here comes Stanwood. Spartans out of backcourt, bring it up the left-hand side. That's Samantha Powell, closed off at the baseline. Kick it back out on top of the key. Powell gets it back. Give and go feed. Nicely done for the lay-in by Sierra Palmer.
Sweet job, Sierra Palmer redeemed herself for that unforced error. Played good defense down at one end and then gets a give and go at the other end.
Minute 54 to go, opening quarter, a 14-13 lead with Issaquah in the lead. They have the basketball and a little running kind of a underhanded hook shot. It's going to be no good by Sarah Heigl. Stanwood clears, here they come. Spartans out of backcourt measuring for a 3. Heigl did not take it. Instead, she probably should have because it was stripped away from her by Sophie Foreman. Up the floor they come, Sarah Heigl. Heigl gets it over to the right-hand side. Up and down goes Hope Dahlquist and commits the turnover, and it'll give it right back to Stanwood, which is right now down by 1, 14-13.
Nevertheless, I get the sense that the tempo is just a hair too quick for Issaquah. I think Mandy Hill likes this tempo, but I'm not so sure that the rest of the players do.
They don't score as many points, 54.5 points per ball game. Issaquah does going in. The scoop laying is up, and it is good. Bob Ritchie's up. He's either singing a couple of sets of Sinatra or he didn't like not having a call because he's got both arms outstretched. He's having a little conversation with the official as he goes by. Stanwood back to the lead, our 5th lead change of the ball game, 15-14, coming up on a minute to play. Mandy Hill has it, right side of the key, puts it up and puts it in from the right side for a nice lay-in.
Yeah, they got the ball to the right player that time. They're setting an offside diagonal screen. That time it was for Hill. And as we mentioned earlier, she finishes inside.
16-15, Issaquah by 1, foul call. Double team there on the right side was Samantha Powell, and they're going to get Mandy Hill for the foul for the Issaquah Eagles. For Hill, her first. And it will be the 4th team foul. And Hill will go to the bench, and Lauren Longo, no relation to Roberto Luongo, the goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks. Here's a shot of the way, right-hand side, maybe it is. Lisa Watson comes off no good. Cleared out by Issaquah. Dribble drive going in, kind of out of control. A lay-in no good. Second lay-in is good. Tatum Dow got it, went around the defender, laid it up too hard, got it back, put it back up and in. It's back to a 3-point lead at 18-15.
That's why it shows you why it's so important to follow your shot and keep into the game even when you miss one, because you can come back and get a putback.
Here's a 17-footer. That's a 2 just inside the lineup and good for Julia Heigl. Down to 9, down to 8. Here comes Issaquah with it. Down to 7, down to 6. Left-hand side, it's to Tatum Dow. Down to 3, down to 2. Shot on the way, rims off no good by Sophie Foreman. We've reached the end of an entertaining first quarter of action here at Snohomish High School. Our score, the Issaquah Eagles 18 and the Stanwood Spartans 17. This is Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball on Fox Sports 1380. Thank you.
Fox Sports 1380, KRKO Radio, and KRKO.com. Calling the action tonight are Tom Lafferty, Bill Kusler, Mark Halpert, and Mike Buckles. Join Fox Sports 1380 for the best in basketball coverage all season long.
I know they don't mention us. We're live streaming the video. We're actually taking a feed from Tom. So they're calling it. We're
welcome back, Tom Lafferty, along with Mike Buckholz and Bill Kusler. Thanks for being with us here all day of basketball. Bill, it's just fun to kind of sit and just watch basketball, isn't it, all day long?
Watch basketball and eat all day long. It's been great.
Our 2 favorite things to do, Mike. Both of them, we like them.
That's 2 days in a row for me.
Of watching basketball and eating?
Yes.
Let's see, not all 5 NBA games yesterday.
No, just bits and pieces here and there. So
I was entertained with the last one yesterday.
Yes.
I really liked the Golden State game. Golden State Los Angeles, with players getting tossed out and everything else. And apologies today from the NBA for throwing Blake Griffin out. And
can't throw your best players out. The programming market doesn't like that.
That's true. So here we go. I never did give you the officials as we got underway so quickly. Stacy Hasselbrook is the referee. The umpire is Mike Cashman, and the other umpire is Mark Hedges. So Hasselbrook, Cashman, and Hedges are the officials tonight here at Snohomish High School during the tournament, game number 4. Issaquah basketball to start the second quarter. Left-hand side, 3-ball on the way. Tatum Dow misses, no good. Dow misses, but then the offside rebound flagged down by Lauren Longo, and it will be a reset here for Issaquah. They get it back down the right-hand side. No, they're going to say a foul was called. Foul called down on the floor as the player was dribble driving along the right side of the key.
The Stanwood having a difficult time inside with the blockouts, and right now Issaquah running out of bounds play.
Janaea Taylor picks up the foul for Stanwood. First personal foul, 4th team foul. Issaquah on the dribble drive, Mandy Hill. Hill has it left-hand side. It goes to Lauren Longo. Longo between the circles, 21 on the shot clock. Looking down low, they find going in, laying up. Tatum Dow travel with the basketball and commits turnover number 4 for the Issaquah Eagles, 4 also for the Stanwood Spartans.
That was like a football wide receiver who tried to run before he caught the ball, and that time she was looking at the hoop and didn't quite have control of the ball and ended up traveling.
We'll take a look here, Bill, at the first quarter numbers in just a moment. Dribble drive along the left-hand side. Stanwood with it. Bounce pass goes underneath. Going in, lay in. Good! They got the bounce pass, and then the standard pass into Janaea Taylor, who was breaking through. I thought maybe deep in the corner Sierra Palmer was going to shoot, but she found Taylor breaking to the hoop. She lays it up and in and gives Stanwood the lead at 19-18.
First quarter stats, Issaquah 7 for 13 from the field, 53%, 2 of 4 from three-point range, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Stanwood 7 of 16, 43% from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line. So the stats just as even as the score.
Stanwood equals their biggest lead of the ball game, up by 2 as the free throw is good. A whistle here as they stop play as they're trying to get all the players adjusted and ready to go. And here we go. Issaquah will bring it up, down by 2. We're a minute into the second quarter. Bounce pass right side, Sophie Foreman. Looking, faking 3, 4, 5 times, and then 5 seconds closely guarded. You can get 3 or 4 fakes when you get to 5 and 6. The official saying that's long enough. We're going to give up the basketball.
Stanwood staying with the man-to-man defense, but defensive switch for Issaquah as they're now in a zone.
Double teamed underneath there as the ball is going to be stripped away from Janaea Taylor, and here comes Issaquah. Little give and go, tossed down low, although it went too low and they couldn't handle it. Now there's a scrum for the basketball on the floor, and it's going to be a held ball, and alternating possession will go to Stanwood. Spartan basketball up by 2 at 20-18.
Again, I think the tempo is a little bit too quick for Issaquah as they turn it over in transition.
And we're going to have a timeout called on the floor. 6:35 to play into the first half. 20-18, a 2-point lead for Stanwood. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports, 1380. Thank you.
As soon as we grease him up and pull him out of his spot here.
And a welcome back here to the Snohomish High School Gymnasium. Am I the only one old enough to remember when Dennis Kolke was the head coach of the Marysville-Pilchuck boys team?
You are not. He was also at Anacortes, and he played at Burlington Edison High School, where I currently am a teacher.
See, 6 degrees of separation of Mike Buchholz, right? You've taught or coached everybody.
And his sister and her husband live next door to me. So
you got the whole shooting match. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. Inbounds for Stanwood. 6:26 to play in the first half. Stanwood still looking to inbound. It took a long time, then almost stolen away. Palmer top of the key. Left side, 3 on the way. Good for Jillian Jacobs. None of them, Bill, are afraid to shoot from that deep corner 3 ball.
They really like the look in the 3, and they're having better luck with a 3-ball than they are with their 2-point shots.
It's a 5-point lead, biggest lead of the game for Stanwood. Shot on the way, deep in the left-hand corner for Issaquah. This one won't go for Mackenzie Weiberg. And Stanwood will control, bring it down. Kind of an off-balance hook, going to be no good. Second chance is going to be no good, and it's going to be grabbed by Issaquah. As the second one by Jacobs was really off-balance, Issaquah clears out, gets it down low, Longo, and a foul is going to be called. As Longo had it, waited for the defender to go around. The defender didn't go around. The defender went right over the top, and that's Sierra Palmer. And for Palmer, that is her first personal foul, the 5th team foul. So out of bounds for Issaquah underneath her own hoop with a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
And Issaquah brings Weiberg back into the ballgame with 2 personal fouls.
5:48 to go, first half, 23-18, Issaquah by 5. Little step-through move, hip-hop, and then up and in with a shot good by Mackenzie Weiberg, the 5'10 senior, and it's a 3-point lead for Stanwood, 23-20. Then an unforced error, bad pass at the left-hand side, went out of bounds by Ashley Beerer, the 5'3 freshman.
And Weiberg with the left hand, that was a nice up fake, crossover, went right to the jump stop and shot a real jump shot with the left hand.
Weiberg averaging 13 points per ball game, the second leading scorer to Mandy Hill's 18.5. She's the second leading scorer in Kinko. Here's a shot on the way. Weiberg one more time, second chance. This one won't go as well. So got 2 opportunities and neither one would fall. Stanwood would clear it. Bring it down. 3-ball on the way. Good from the right side. Right wing, Julia Heichel buries the 3. And it's out to Stanwood's biggest lead of the game, up by 6 at 26-20.
4 threes now already for Stanwood.
Get it down low. No, Stanwood with the steal. Was affected there, grabbed by Palmer. Up the floor they go. Lay-in is up and missed no good. They can't hit the lay-ins, but they can hit the 3-ball. Powell missed that lay-in. Cleared out by Issaquah. Eagles down the floor. Was it a pass? Was it a shot? Neither one would work. It's going to be still controlled by Issaquah, then carried out of bounds. It'll be Stanwood basketball.
Well, Stanwood got a hand on that pass and almost knocked it into the hoop.
An own goal there.
Stanwood has changed defenses in kind of all the chaos, but Stanwood's now running a diamond and 1 with the one player playing on Mandy Hill man-to-man, and the others are playing zone.
Here's a high pass, and it's going to be flagged down. No, it's going to be carried over and back. There, Ashley Beerer can't control it, so it'll be Issaquah basketball. They'll inbound it right in front of us. Oh, looking for the inbounds. Issaquah gets it. Down by 6 to the Stanwood Spartans. Stanwood, the home team here at Snohomish this evening. Everybody, all 8 teams will play again tomorrow and again on Saturday. Here's a shot, 3-ball, top of the key. It's going to be off the back of the iron, no good. As Issaquah's Sarah Heigl missed it, cleared out by Stanwood. Here come the Spartans out of backcourt, carrying the basketball, carried it, commits the turnover. Back the other way we go. It'll be Issaquah ball.
It's kind of a normal NBA dribble up floor, but in any other league, that's just carrying the ball, just turning it over as you're trying to keep control.
8 turnovers for Stanwood, 8 turnovers so far for Issaquah in the ball game as well. 4:15 to go in the first half. Spartans with a 26-20 lead over the Eagles, but it's Issaquah basketball. Moving to our left, down to the floor goes Mandy Hill. Coach Bob Ritchie saying, isn't that a foul? Apparently not. Play on, they say. Here's a shot of the way. Weiberg missed it too long. The back of the rim, no good, and a foul's going to be called coming off the rebound. You know, Weiberg has a strange shooting style, too. One leg is kicked out one way and then kind of the other one the other way and kind of off balance, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, she's really bouncy. She's got a lot of bounce on her legs, too, and some interestingly colored shoes.
I think it's the yellow shoes that makes her bounce like that.
But the battle that's been fun to watch is the one man-to-man in that diamond and 1, watching Sierra Palmer and Mandy Hill battling away from the basketball. They're getting really physical.
Yeah, Hill took a dive the last time. They set a lot of screens for Hill.
Here's a free throw is going to be missed, but then retained possession. No, Stanwood, Issaquah. Stanwood, Issaquah. It's Stanwood who has the ball now as they'll look to add to their 6-point lead. A wide open 3, good. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Jillian Jacobs. They left her wide open, and she just buried it.
And that's the 5th 3 for the Stanwood Spartans in this ball game, and that's what has led them to this 9-point lead.
Their biggest lead of the game with 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Backing down is Mandy Hill. Hill looking down low finds Weiberg. Now they'll kick it back out on top and reset the offense with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Out to the top of the key it goes to Sarah Heigl. Give it off to Hill. Hill dribble around the through traffic, puts it up off balance, and the foul's going to be called. She dribbled around every one of the Stanwood Spartans that was standing out there. Now the officials are kind of walking around deciding who the foul is on because she went by everybody.
I think that's going to be on 41, Ashley Breyer, as Palmer, who was playing the 1 in that diamond and 1, got screened off by her own players. Breyer stepped in and fouled her on the dribble grab.
I'm not sure who they just called the foul on. She called it on blue 4, which was
Well, there is no blue 4. It was on 41.
That's what I thought. Well, there is a blue 4. That's Sophie Foreman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She called it on Issaquah.
Right, except there's no number 4 out there right now. Foreman's on the isn't Foreman on the bench?
She just went off.
Gotcha, okay.
Foreman just went off. I thought it was confusing, so they called it on number 4 for Issaquah, Sophie Foreman. She was on the floor. The foul was called on her. She just went to the bench, so it's probably on her. I think Mike Cashman's got it right down there, but so now the official will come over.
Yeah, it's going to be on 41, I believe.
You know, we're not always the ones that are confused here. 41 white.
Now, see, that just proves when I'm on the bench that I always know what's going on. The refs didn't always agree with me, but I always had the right call.
But it took them 10 minutes here to figure out whether or not they had the right call or not.
Well, they got it right. I mean, there was a, you want to make sure you get it right.
So I think we've got all the paperwork all adjusted and it's been submitted now. Go to the Obamacare website and it'll be just fine. Here we go. Inbounds. It's a joke. Over the left-hand side. Heigl looks for a penetration pass down. Yes, it is. Pass down low. Tie up on the floor. Alternating possession. It will stay in the possession of the Issaquah Eagles with 20 on the shot clock.
Well, with the physicality of this game, some of these players might need that website.
Right. Weiberg will throw it in. Top of the key 3. It's going to be an air ball, no good. Didn't touch anything. That one taken by Sarah Heigl, cleared out by Stanwood Spartans. Jillian Jacobs, cross-court left-hand side, little short with a shot is Ashley Breyer. Now they're going to fight for the rebound, and they're going to call it travel. I thought maybe they're going to get a foul, but instead they're probably more lucky that Paige Montague is just going to be called for the travel.
A lot of elbows flying.
Yeah. Inbounds now, 29-20. The score remains a 9-point lead for Stanwood. They have it in their white uniforms, moving to our right in their front court. Dribble around, and you forgot something as traveling through there. Then she picked it back up. Janaea Taylor gets it over the right-hand side, laying up good there by Samantha Powell. Powell got it back after they kind of left the basketball. Almost had about a half a turnover, but he got it back.
Dick Vitale would say, get a TO, baby, but he chooses not to.
Here's a shot on the way. It's going to be off the back of the iron. No good by Sarah Heigl. Cleared out by Stanwood. Here come the Spartans. Sarah Palmer. Hook pass, left side, 3 ball, good. Boy, they love that 3. Julia Heigl buries it from the left wing, and it's 34-30. Biggest lead of the game for Stanwood, up by 14 points.
The 4-3 of the second quarter and 6 overall.
2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Reverse lay-in by Mackenzie Weiberg is up and is good. That's a nice-looking shot. Its lead is a dozen at 34-22. Stanwood now. They're on the attack. Julia Heigl at the right wing. She'll measure, she'll fire, she'll bury the 3 from the right wing. 37-22.
Yeah, the fire is on, and there's the timeout.
So the TO is called here by the Issaquah Eagles. A minute 33 to go in the first half of action. Our score, the Stanwood Spartans 37, the Issaquah Eagles 22. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380. You do some of your best work while we're in commercial.
I forgot. Well, I was talking about the tempo of the game where I mentioned earlier I thought the tempo favored Stanwood. Stanwood is playing up-tempo, a little more helter-skelter, and I think it served them a little bit better. Issaquah's only scored 4 points in the second quarter, and the turnovers are piling up. And some of them have been turnover back to the other team and back to the other team, but they're starting to pile up for Issaquah with the turnovers now.
And, Bill, it helps when Stanwood is burying threes from all over the court, too.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I think since they've gone to that diamond and one defense, it's really given Issaquah fits.
Weiberg misses a shot, but the rebound's going to be taken down by Issaquah. They'll go back and try to reload and put it up. Down to the floor goes Ellen McNary. She kind of flipped the ball up toward the hoop and got fouled, pushed to the ground. Sierra Palmer will be the guilty party here. She picks up her second personal foul, and that's the 7th team foul. So McNary goes to the free throw line for Issaquah.
And she does, and Paige Montague for Issaquah was in the middle of the key the whole time, had a chance for a shot, passed it out. I mean, she was in there for enough to roast a hot dog.
First free throw is good, makes it 37-23 with 1:14 to play in the first half. Next, good. 37-24, the lead is 13. Here we go, Stanwood with the basketball. They've got the lead. They can use some time here if they'd like. Kylie Wright has it at the left wing. Feed it over to Heichel. Heichel will put it up with the right hand. Misses from about 16 feet away, maybe more like 12 feet away. Missed it. Cleared out by Issaquah. Eagles with it. Mandy Hill. Hill will back in across the top of the key. Spins around, still on the dribble. Goes left-hand side with the pass. Shot on the way is going to be no good by Paige Montague. And cleared out by Stanwood. Here come the Spartans. We're at 42 seconds to play into the first half.
Hill getting a lot of dribble penetration and then kicking the ball out. It's just that her teammates are unable to connect on the shots.
Down to 16 on the shot clock. Stanwood with it over the right-hand corner. They dribble along the baseline to Powell. Back out top of the key. 9 on the shot clock. Over the right side again. Up fake by Powell. No. 5 seconds to go in the corner. Will they put up a 3? Do they know? Do they know? They don't know. They commit the shot clock violation. Lots of nice passing, Mike, but you got to put the ball up when you get inside that 5-second mark.
And not only that, everybody was standing on the perimeter, and they're settling for throwing the skip pass. There wasn't anybody attacking the gaps, trying to get inside, and so stand-around offense.
10 seconds to go. Issaquah, they're counting it down to 7, down to 6. Mandy Hill has it. Kick a pass left-hand side. She traveled with the basketball. Got a pass to Liza Watson. She wasn't even expecting it, thinking Hill was going to take it to the rack. Did not do it. So with 3.5 seconds to play into the first half, Stanwood will throw it in. They'll throw it in length of the floor. Can somebody flag it down? They can. They get it. Here's a turnaround. Tried to put up a little off-balance shot. It's not going to go. And what looked like was going to be neck and neck the whole way through. Bill Kusler ends up being a 13-point lead now for Stanwood heading into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, the key was they moved into that diamond and one defense and really put some pressure on Mandy Hill, and she isn't getting a lot of help from her classmates. And the other thing is that they were just bombing in threes. The shooting percentage for Stanwood in that second quarter is excellent. We'll have those numbers in a little bit, but those two things combined made a very close game into a 13-point lead for Stanwood at halftime.
And Mike, what did you think of that first half?
Well, I thought that Issaquah, as Bill mentioned, got disrupted by that diamond and one and getting the ball out of the hands of Hill, who was doing a lot of scoring. I thought that Issaquah should have stayed with their man-to-man defense. They were running Hill through just a ton of screens and getting her open earlier. Now they're forcing her to pass the ball, and her teammates are not hitting. So
there you go. We are at halftime here with a 37-24. Stanwood leading Issaquah. Stay with us. More coming up at our halftime show right here on Fox Sports 1380.
out there. 14 for 27, 51% from the field, including 7 of 10 from three-point range. Wow. And they've hit 2 of 4 free throws on the night. In scoring for Issaquah, they're led by the 9 points of Mandy Hill. Mackenzie Weiberg has 4 points, then 3 points for Chris Foley, 2 points apiece for Foreman, Dow, Heigl, and McNary. For Stanwood, they were led by the 11 points of Julia Heigl, 7 points for Powell. Samantha Powell had 7, and 8 points for Haley Strobridge, 6 points for Jillian Jacobs, 3 points for Janaea Taylor, and 2 for Sierra Palmer. So good balance in the scoring for Stanwood. 14 rebounds apiece for each team. Issaquah led by Sophie Foreman's 4, and 5 rebounds for Sierra Palmer for Issaquah. For Stanwood.
Oh, and here we go. Second half gets underway, and it will be Stanwood basketball, but immediately becomes Issaquah basketball, and then it immediately back goes to Stanwood as the ball was picked off there by Mackenzie Weiberg, and then she double dribbled off the bad pass. So all in all, it's Stanwood basketball to start the second half of action here at Snohomish. Deep in the right-hand corner, can they hit the threes on this end of the floor? I guess they can. Deep three, Haley Strobridge from the right side puts it up and in, and it's back to a 15-point lead. Stanwood equals their biggest lead of the contest.
And continuing to just shoot lights out.
Bounce pass looking for Weiberg, except it's going to be partially kicked there by Stanwood, and then picked off by Weiberg. On the interception, we go back the other way. Sophie Foreman has it. Give and go feed, trying for a give and go feed, couldn't do it. Ball went underneath the hoop, and then Weiberg's on the floor. She ties up. We're going to have a simultaneous possession, and the arrow favors the Issaquah Eagles.
Now, I thought that was a 3, but they put 2 up on the scoreboard. So we'll have to double check on that.
39-24 the score. It's a 15-point lead. Way out top of the key, Weiberg. Stanwood with the big lead. Issaquah with the basketball. As Hill and Weiberg just kind of run into each other, and they do a handoff rather than a pass. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Hill way out between the circles, down to 6 on the shot clock. Hill has it, kicks it back out for a 2-ball just inside the top of the arc by Foreman. Put back by Weiberg, no good. Put back number 2 by Weiberg is good. It makes it 39-26, the lead for Stanwood. Spartan basketball out of backcourt, here they come. Samantha Powell brings it up the left-hand side. In the corner to Strobridge. Now it goes to Palmer. Palmer has the ball stripped away from her. I tell you, Mike, Weiberg is all over the floor.
She is, and Issaquah's changed their defense a little bit. They're staying with the 1-2-2 zone, but this time they're trapping out of it, and they've created a couple of turnovers, but they've been careless with the ball after they get the steal, and so that's created a little bit of havoc this time, and Stanwood's going to have to adjust.
And here comes the Issaquah Eagles, up by 13, 39-26. We're a minute and a half into the third quarter. Trying for a backdoor feed as they tried to lob it. Crisafulli was looking for Liza Watson. Neither one could handle it. Ball went out of bounds, so turn it right back over to Stanwood. Issaquah, their 14th turnover of the game. Long inbounds pass.
I was going to say full court pressure now to try to change tempo.
Down the floor they go to the right side. Julia Heigl. Heigl trying to back in, and then she gets it back. A turnaround jumper on the way from deep in the right-hand corner is going to be off the back of the iron, no good. Reload for the 3. And the 19th, Samantha Powell buries it. Makes it 42-26. Is a 16-point lead for Stanwood, their biggest lead of the contest. Left wing. Issaquah now with the basketball. Liza Watson has it. Watson on the dribble. Give it off to Longo. Back to Watson again between the circles as they'll work the perimeter to the right side. 10 of the shot clock. Hill with it. On the bounce. Goes over right side. 3 on the way. Offline. No good. Paige Montague missed it. The rebound. Oh, yeah, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call Haley Strobridge, I think, for the foul. As Lauren Longo kind of got knocked over. It will be Haley Strobridge, a 5'10 sophomore, picks up the foul. Her 3rd personal foul. First team foul. Out of bounds for Issaquah at the baseline. Looking on the inbounds, surrounded there, so Hill will take it out of trouble, and another foul is going to be called here, and they're going to call another Stanwood Spartan for the foul.
Stanwood staying with that diamond and 1 defense. They've been switching off this half between Heigl and Palmer, guarding number 11 Mandy Hill, but Stanwood not helping themselves by failing to block out and also causing some stupid fouls.
First free throw is no good 42-26 the score remains. Jillian Jacobs picks up a foul, the second team foul on Stanwood. Next free throw, this one will go for the Eagles' Paige Montague. And here comes Stanwood, up by 15. Across the timeline they come. Down the left-hand side to Heichel. Out top of the key, Jacobs. Back to Heichel again, looking down low, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Kind of stand there. Lauren Longo looked at the official, says, "You sure?" Yeah, I think he was. This is going to call. She's going to be called for the foul.
Issaquah is still double teaming, and Stanwood continues to throw it into the corner, which makes it easier to double team. They need to stay out of the corner.
Stanwood will throw it in now. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. 5:13 to go in the third quarter. Dribble drive baseline. Close there. They kick it back out. Here's a long three, top of the key. It's going to be no good by Jacobs. And reload now for Stanwood. Long cross-court pass to the near side to Palmer. Palmer gets it back, goes in, lay it up, short-armed it, no good. Battle for the rebound. Who gets it? It's going to be Palmer. She'll reload the offense. To the foul line they go. Is overplay on the defense. Heichel had it. Now goes right wing of Jacobs. And a foul is going to be called. Seems like every time down the floor we get 2 or 3 fouls called on each team. This time they're going to call Liza 5'7", the sophomore, with the foul. That's going to be her first personal foul, the second team foul.
The game was pretty physical towards the end of the second half, and so there's probably a discussion. There's an inbounds pass, throw it right to Palmer.
Right to Palmer. She got hit in the solar plexus, I think, and she wants to come out, but she had the presence of mind to hit the lay-in and make it the biggest lead of the game for Stanwood, up by 17 points. Deep in the right-hand corner, shot on the way by Weiberg, missed it, no good. Reload this time by Issaquah. They get an offensive rebound. To the left side it goes to Liza Watson. Now top of the key, Heigl. Heigl now will direct traffic. She instructs Lauren Longo to break through. She doesn't do it. Still looking to say, somebody go that way, because she keeps pointing over in that corner. And now here's what happens. You get a turnaround jumper. It's going to be no good by Watson. And again, Weiberg grabs the rebound. Right side, here's a shot on the way. Air ball, 21, or about an 18-footer, went 21 feet. And it's going to be missed by everything. And Stanwood grabs the basketball. Out of backcourt, here come the Spartans. They lead it by a 44-27 count. Just under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bad pass underneath, intercepted by Weiberg. Up the floor goes to Longo, laying up, no good. Palmer grabs the rebound. She's still trying to get out of the basketball game, but there hasn't been a whistle for a while. She will make her way to the bench.
Issaquah is just really struggling from the field, just 1 of 8 field goals here in the third quarter.
And Mandy Hill's been out of the game. Actually, it's a good time to take Palmer out anyway to give her a little break as Stanwood switch back to a man-to-man defense.
We're at 3:47 to go in the third quarter. 44-27 the score. Full court pressure applied by Issaquah. Stanwood easily breaks and gets it into front court. Turnaround jumper. Jacobs missed, no good. Jacobs missed that 3 ball deep in the right-hand corner, and it will be taken by Issaquah. They clear it out. Up the floor they come. Tatum Dow with it. Stops, looked like she was going to take a shot, didn't do it. Out, they will set up the offense with 18 on the shot clock. Heigl has it. Bounce pass over to the right side to Longo. Longo holds the ball high over her head. Now try to force it down low. Went over the fingertips of the would-be recipient of the pass, and it'll be picked off here by Stanwood. Spartans bring it up, leading by 17 points. We're coming up on 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cross-court pass, near side to Byer, who's into the ball game. Now goes to Taylor. Taylor to the baseline, no. Kick it back out. Long cross-court pass, 10 on the shot clock, intercepted by Issaquah. Grabbed by Heigl. Up the floor they come. Right side to Longo. Give and go. They got a pass over the left-hand side, and a foul will be called. Liza Watson is going to go to the free throw line.
Looked like a clean check, but they called the foul with the body, but the official on the far outside called it when the underneath official was right by the play.
Yeah. Mike Cashman was standing over by the doctor's clinic across the street when he made the call from behind, but that's okay. Shot on the way. First free throw is good.
As long as he had a good angle when he missed it.
Wait a minute, what?
I didn't say that, sorry.
2:47 to go in the third quarter. 44-28 the lead for Stanwood. Next free throw is good for Liza Watson. For Issaquah. For Stanwood, now checking in Haley Strobridge.
Issaquah hanging around.
Yeah, 15 points, 2:47 to go in the third quarter. And full court pressure. Stanwood so far has been kind of able to weather the storm against the full court. As long as they come down and launch a three. The twos aren't going, the threes are falling for Stanwood. Oh, that was an open look, and then she didn't take the shot. Lots of cross-court passing to the left corner, now out top side. Somebody's wide open, and they rattle home and put in a three ball. That is Samantha Powell from 19 feet 9 inches left side, 47-29, 18-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the game for Stanwood.
Good patience that time as they move the ball around through some skip passes against that zone.
Bounce pass underneath, and here's a steal. It's going to be taken away from Issaquah, and grab finally, still trying to dribble out of traffic is Samantha Powell, and then the ball's taken away from her by Heigl. Heigl wanted to go baseline, couldn't do it, it was closed off. Instead goes with the no-look pass to Longo. She goes for a step-through move, puts it up with the right hand, kind of a little reverse dipsy-do, laying up and good. It's 47-31, 16-point lead for Stanwood, 1:45 to go in the third quarter. Issaquah with the full court pressure. Trying to trap in the backcourt, can't do it. Somebody's got to be open if you're getting double teamed. Stop, pop from 12 feet away. It's going to be off the back of the iron, no good. And Powell missed that one. Check it, and here's a steal and another lay-in over the right-hand side by Haley Strobridge.
Well, Julia Heigl just heads-up play. Looked like she's going to go down court. They just turned around and stole that outlet pass, just shoveled it over for the lay-in.
18-point lead, 49-31. Stanwood with the big lead over Issaquah out of the Kinko 4A. Turnaround, three, top of the key. No, won't go for Montague of Issaquah. And here comes Stanwood.
And right as I said, Issaquah was hanging around. Stanwood scores a quick 6 on him. So
as they move it left-hand side, Stanwood will work the perimeter. 16 on the shot clock, 53 on the third quarter clock. Dribble drive along the baseline, and then a bad pass right into the hands of Sarah Heigl for Issaquah. And here come the Eagles out of backcourt. Dribble drive along the right-hand side of the key, tries to go coast to coast, has the ball stripped before she does, and she travels before the ball is stripped. So either way, it's a turnover, and either way, Stanwood will have possession of the rock with 39.9 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Heads-up play on the play by Ashley Beer as she just got her hand into the ball, almost tied her up and forced the travel. Just a freshman getting a lot of playing time here today.
Up the floor, here they come, the Stanwood Spartans, up by 18 points. Bounce pass underneath, and a whistle. As the ball went through, the whistle sounds, and a holding foul is going to be called on Issaquah. They'll call it on Emily Winterstein. The 5'7" junior picks up the foul. That's her first personal foul, the fourth team foul.
It's interesting that Issaquah's had their two leading scorers on the bench for quite a long time here in the third quarter, and that's when Stanwood has made their run.
Measuring for a three, shooting the three, missing the three was Samantha Powell. And then on the rebound, a foul. And they're saying that it should be 5 more seconds run down on the clock. And so they will make it at 22.5 seconds to go in the third quarter.
it also allows Stanwood to set up their full court press for the last possession here. So
Issaquah will bring it up. Down to 17, down to 16. Up the left side, Lauren Longo. Fakes going in underneath. Here's a turnaround jumper from the foul line. It's up and it's good for Sarah Heigl. 5 seconds to go. Up the floor they come. Down to 3, down to 2, down the floor. Turn around, 18-footer, rattles off, no good. That one taken by Janea Taylor. We've reached the end of the third quarter with our score. The Stanwood Spartans 49 and the Issaquah Eagles 33. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380. Was that the first break?
Double check it, but I think that they only gave her a 2 on that one. Yeah. Oh man, it's bedtime for Bonzo.
Well, it has been a long day here at Snohomish High School, this holiday tournament. Game 1 earlier today, Monroe beat Liberty 51-37. In Game 2, Woodinville beat Snohomish, the host team, 52-31. In Game 3, Jackson beat Everett 78-74. And here, as we head into the fourth and final quarter, it is the Issaquah Eagles and the Stanwood Spartans. Spartans with a 49-33 lead over the Issaquah Eagles out of the Kinko 4A, Bill.
And so Stanwood with the ball, a lot of players getting some good playing time. These tournaments are great for giving your whole roster a chance to to get some playing time. And remember, all 6 of these teams have to wake up, or all 8 of these teams wake up and do it again tomorrow and then again on Saturday.
Here's a workaround now, a couple of misses by Stanwood, and then the little hook shot up and good by Julia Heichel makes it 51-33. Stanwood up by 18 points. Issaquah with it, Heichel out between the circles.
Stanwood back into that special zone defense with playing man-to-man as Mandy Hill returns for Issaquah.
Down underneath it goes to McNary and kicks it back out. Down to 7, down to 6. Going through, Mandy Hill puts it up too hard off the back of the iron, no good. Grabbing the offensive rebound, turnaround jumper up by Winterstein, no good. They'll reload again and get it back as they try to dribble drive through. A couple of misses. That's at least 4 misses on this possession. Just about everybody had a chance for it and couldn't get it. Up the floor, here comes Stanwood. Spartans lead it big by 18 points, and the ball is going to come out of bounds right in front of us.
This game's gotten a little bit sloppy here about the latter part of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter here as maybe a little too much holiday now sets in.
Inbounds now. Boy, it looked like Tatum Dowd just got it, then got hit from the side there by one of the Stanwood players. Oh, and then right through the hands of Tatum Dow, and out of bounds it goes. Bob Ritchie still up working Mike Cashman looking for a foul.
He's got to be more just upset by the fact that his team just cannot buy a hoop. They've gotten some open looks, just cannot put them down.
Man-to-man pressure on Issaquah, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Mandy Hill.
And that's going to be her 4th personal foul, if I'm not mistaken. Second personal foul. Several
players showing some frustration out there with some of the physicality of the game.
Ball's knocked out of bounds. Remember, Issaquah comes in 4-0 in Kinko 4A play, winning 3 in a row. They beat Ballard 36-34, beat Skyline 69-58, and Issaquah beat Roosevelt 53-39. Jump ball is called. A tie-up, and we go back the other way, and it will be Issaquah Eagle basketball. Stanwood comes in after getting postponed by snow again on a Friday night, like most teams did up on this end. They beat Marysville Getchell last Wednesday 74-29. Inbounds for Issaquah. Now the Eagles in front court. Turnaround jumper from 16 feet away. It's up, and it is good for Ellen McNary.
And finally, one of those open looks go for Issaquah as they've been unable to capitalize on any of those very frequently.
Spartans out of backcourt. To the left wing they go. One Issaquah player kind of trips and falls down. That leaves a little open lane to the hoop for 1 shot, 2 shots. Neither one would go for Haley Strobridge, and she will get another. Put Strobridge, Bill, out at 20 feet, and she can nail him, but the lay-in's not so much this evening.
Yeah, she really did well. She got 8 points in the first quarter, didn't score in the second, and then got 4 quick points in the third quarter. So she's been really solid for them tonight.
Yeah, got off to a good start and then had a little bit of foul trouble and went to the bench as she makes her free throw.
First one is good, 52-35. The foul was whistled on Sarah Heigl, her first personal foul, and the 6th team foul.
Mandy Hill tried to take a charge on that play, but she's underneath the basket, and that's one of those unwritten rules. If you're underneath the basket, you're not going to get that call. So
next free throw is good, 53-35. 18-point lead. Up the floor, Issaquah. Mandy Hill with it. On top of the key, and they're going to have to call a foul. Overplaying the defense, Heichel will be whistled for the foul there, trying to reach and grab hold.
And I heard Mandy Hill say, "Hey, it's about time on that." As this box in one defense, or diamond in one, I should say, is really taking her out of her game.
Over the right-hand side. Issaquah with it, bounce pass underneath. Little turnaround, little open lane to the hoop for Ellen McNary. It's up, and it's good for the 5'10 sophomore, and it's a 53-37 count. Stanwood with the big lead. And now with the basketball, moving down to our left. In the corner goes. looking for a double dribble or
Drop.
carrying the basketball, and didn't happen. The ball went out of bounds to the near side.
Yeah, definitely a travel with some happy feet coming across there.
And a timeout called by Stanwood. We'll step aside with 5:20 to go in the basketball game. It's Stanwood 53, Issaquah 37. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. And on Saturday, so you'll have a chance to come over and enjoy some pretty good basketball that we've seen all day long. We've got Everett Silvertips on the air tomorrow and on Saturday. Here's an overplay in the defense. Issaquah turns it over. Stanwood gets it. Spartans out of backcourt. Spin move up the floor. Comes Samantha Powell. Now Strobridge. Strobridge dribble drive along the baseline. Puts it up with the right hand. Too hard with the lay-in. Surrounded by purple shirts. Strobridge and 4 purple shirts there surrounding the basketball, and they're going to call Strobridge for the foul.
Well, not so sure about that one. A good effort by Strobridge as she picks up her 4th foul. Issaquah playing good half-court defense, forcing Spartans way outside.
And now Issaquah with it, looking to dump it down low. Back out on top again, it goes to Longo. She'll start the dribble, goes right side. 4:34 to play in the game. Up fake for 3, brought the defender off. Longo gets in, lays it up and in. Got rid of one defender on the fake, went around the other defender, laid it up and in. Lost 2 on the same play.
Yeah, Palmer joined the parachute club that time. Got faked out and made her pay for it with the layup.
Strobridge. Now the left-hand side, it goes to Jacobs. Her shot, 17-footer, went 16 feet, and the air ball's picked down by Lauren Longo. Longo up the floor, goes to Hill. Hill looks underneath, still looking. Now a little spin move, double team there as they'll work it around the perimeter. 19 on the shot clock, 3 ball on the way. It's going to be an air ball as well. Longo missed it, and then the rebound, though, picked up and put in by Ellen McNary. The lead is down to 12 points at 53-41. 3:46 to go.
This game is not over. Issaquah is making a run, and Stanwood a little bit lackadaisical with the basketball.
Here's a 3. Oh. What's a dagger right there for Julia Heichel. Buries the 3-ball left wing. Makes it back to a 15-point lead.
And McNary was having a good stretch there. She's had a pretty good second half, kind of getting Issaquah to claw back in, but that 3, as I mentioned, definitely a dagger.
So look and see if Issaquah can maybe make one more run. They're taking a lot of time here, down to 8 on the shot clock. Longo has the top of the key, 5 on the shot clock. Swings it past the right side. McNary will shoot a 3. That's an air ball. Didn't touch anything. So shot clock violation. Oh, they can say kicked? That's got to be a shot clock violation. Oh, I don't know.
What are they saying?
They're going to say kickball. It's going to be Issaquah basketball.
Kickball, with the ball didn't hit the rim. That's a 30-second violation.
That's a 30-second violation to me because the horn was going off as before the ball hit the ground.
Well, the kick also has to be intentional. I mean, they're fighting for the ball.
Yeah, they got it right. That's what you said. That's all you want. You wanted to get it right. You were going to throw the challenge flag, weren't you?
Well, mine were usually verbal challenge flags.
That ended up with the other team all by themselves shooting free throws.
Sometimes.
Here's a fadeaway jumper for Stanwood. Up and it is in. Heichel buries that one as well. And this one just about has been salted away at 58-41.
Yeah, Heichel with 7 points in this quarter, 18 for the night, plus drawing the toughest defensive thing. She's had a great game.
Going in underneath, I think, in the early voting for our player of the game in this ball game. Here's a shot. It's going to be a little bit long, no good, by Jillian Jacobs.
Yeah, and Heichel had the lay-in opportunity there and slightly drew the defense and gave it up to one of her teammates who shot it frustratingly off the underneath part of the backboard. And We used to always make some highlight clips with some bloopers, and those were quite frequent with the underneath the backboard. And the kids always liked the bloopers, and they're not so funny during the game, but afterwards they are. So
timeout called on the floor by Stanwood. Will step aside. 58-41, Spartans by 17. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 13.
Diamond and one along with Sierra Palmer, but she's definitely got my vote and 3 for 3 here in the fourth quarter to kind of help salt it away.
Yep. Are you going to go with this, Mike?
I'm right there. I think what Bill thinks.
Oh, I wish I could get my wife to say that.
2.5 minutes to go, and here we go. Issaquah basketball. Down by 17 points. Do they have one more run? A couple of threes? No, not committing a turnover, and that's what happens this time. Paige Montague commits turnover number 23 for Issaquah, 20 for Stanwood, but Issaquah just seemed to hurt them more.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get any flow or rhythm going.
So Spartan basketball down to the final 2 minutes to play. A little overplay in the defense. Samantha Powell has it. She'll try to go around the defender to the right side. Heichel deep in the right-hand corner. Entry pass down, turnaround jumper on the way. It's going to be off the back of the iron, no good by Strobridge. And then a foul's called.
There's a foul on the rebound that time by Janaea Taylor. On the other hand, on the entry pass, I thought there was a similar contact that could have been called, and they let that go.
So free throws coming up here. Ellen McNary will be at the free throw line for the Issaquah Eagles. Issaquah now will play tomorrow against Jackson here. Free throw is going to be no good. And then they'll wind up the weekend against Monroe here at Snohomish High School in the tournament. No winner at the end of the tournament. Is the games and the match preset.
They're all winners.
In our book, they're all winners.
Well, Issaquah has been very assertive, very aggressive, and they finally got called for hacking and grabbing, and Stanwood's now going to be at the line shooting a 1-and-1.
First one is no good. That's all she will get. Janaea Taylor misses. Issaquah will clear it out. Final minute and a half. Up the floor, Liza Watson. Comes across the timeline. Changing direction with the dribble. Goes right side. Heigl looking down low. Finding McNary. She gets it at the baseline. Double team there. Back out it goes to Heigl. They'll reset the offense. 7 on the shot clock. Top of the key, Longo. Dribble drive along the right-hand side. Puts it up off balance. Touch anything. Ball nearly went out of bounds and would have been a shot clock violation anyway. So it will be Stanwood Spartan basketball inbounding with 30 on the shot clock, a minute 11 to go in the game.
There's Issaquah trying to run offensive set, the T game, and just again cannot seem to get any rhythm going offensively, and coming out in a full court press, being aggressive, and get called for another foul. Stanwood again going to the line for the 1-1.
Haley Strobridge will be at the stripe. The foul was called on Sarah Heigl, her second personal foul, and the 8th team foul. 1:04 to play. 17-point lead.
We didn't see Weiberg check back in at all for Issaquah after that stretch in the third quarter. So
no, she's been sitting down there. Free throw no good. 59-41, 18-point lead. Stanwood's led equals their biggest lead of the ball game. Down to 56 seconds to go. Issaquah, Longo has it at the right side. Now to McNary, puts it up off balance a little bit. It's going to come off and be missed, no good. Rebound grab by Janaea Taylor. Up the floor they come. Haley Strobridge. And then a bad pass down to the baseline. Liza Watson will pick that off. Then a long up-court pass. Ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be instead turned right back over to Stanwood with 33 seconds to play in the basketball game.
Full court pressure still by Issaquah. They're not giving up, which is a good sign.
Up the floor, left side, forcing a pass down underneath to Kylie Wright. So we've seen just about everybody. Haven't seen Tristan Murphy for the Stanwood Spartans.
She's not eligible right now. I talked to her before the game. She'll be ready to go here in a week or so.
Okay, so I think we've seen everybody else just about for Stanwood. Here's a shot on the way, a little bit too long. It's going to be an air ball, no good by Strobridge. Down to 17 seconds to go, and Issaquah will dribble it up. And Julia Heichel will be our Skagit State Bank player of the game, but we will hear from her coming up in our post-game show. Down low it goes, turnaround jumper, foul is going to be called. With 3 seconds to go, free throws coming up here for Janaea Taylor. And that's 5 on Strobridge. And check, it'll be Paige Montague at the free throw line. Strobridge will foul out with 5 personal fouls.
I see the head of the officiating association across the way, blending in wearing the red sweatshirt. Dan Taylor is over on the other side.
He did one of the early games.
I'll have a talk with him about that.
First free throw is good.
I've known Dan for years. Good guy.
Next free throw, no good. 59-42. The time will wind down, and that will be it. And the Stanwood Spartans will win this one. Final score of 59-42. Stay tuned for a look at the stats and stars of the game of the Wesco Wrap postgame show. Again, our final score from Snohomish High School. The Stanwood Spartans 50.